It's time for the Chris and Andre Show.
You're going to be fine. My local government is apparently several $1 million short on the upcoming budget and are proposing a 3.5 cent property tax increase.
That's a lot, bro.
It is a lot. And they're also talking about utility cost increases for trash and water 9%. And all that. Yep. Yeah. They're going to fuck us bad.
I'll say this. The good thing is that I didn't know that Carolina Beach provided utilities, which is a good thing because it could be higher.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a plus. So that means they probably have not raised utility rates for at least 3 to 5 years, I would guess.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably right. Yeah.
So they were doing a nice thing that becomes a disservice later on down the road. But you can't really assume that when Duke is going to keep looking to increase rates.
Right.
I will say I read that article, and the the obvious thing to me was they got scammed by a cybersecurity loss of $435,000. But they don't really say what they did to mitigate some of that loss.
None of it. I mean, supposedly what they basically did was they froze hirings for this year or last year. Basically, like, we didn't hire people we wanted to because we lost all this money. And then there were like a couple of other projects that they said, like redesigning the town hall parking lot, which it's not great, but it's not terrible. Like, I'm glad that they didn't spend money doing that right now. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those where it's like, well, somebody in our orbit screwed up and now the whole town has to pay for it, which, I mean, I get, like, where else is the money going to come from? It's not like, it's $500,000. It's not nothing. I get that, but they're coming short, like, pretty big though. So then the question the other question I would ask the town council is, like, so you're kind of not going to hire people. Okay. I can't imagine their salaries, although they try to present it as 50% of the the $3.4 million budget.
I was kind of confused by that. I was like,
I was a little bit too. Now, I mean, they've got services like.
Hold on.
I understood it as 50% of the town's budget
is going to employees.
Is going to employee salaries. Yeah.
That doesn't. I don't think that's true.
They're spending almost $2 million a year in employee salaries.
I don't think that's true.
I find that a little hard to believe as well. But I'd have to, you know what? I'm going to walk over to the town hall when I'm done here. I'm going to demand nothing at all because they're already closed.
Actually, it's a you can ask for public records. I mean, it's a public record.
Oh yeah. No, it would be interesting though to see what that percentage actually looks like and how that's kind of divvied up. I mean, we've got fire and police. They've got the lifeguards that they pay for in the summer. So that may be part of it.
But I think your number is wrong. I think it's like their general fund is $24.9 million. So I think
okay.
So I think one number is wrong. Let me double
check. I'm a factor of 10 off here.
Yeah, the town's general fund is expected to be $27.4 million.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And up $3.4 million since last year, with wages and benefits making 50% of it. So I would assume the 50% is
the 3.4 million that's increased, or the total? I mean, shit, that's what, 14 million?
Yeah, I don't think that's true, because that would mean you guys have a lot of city employees.
Yeah.
We're
not a very big town.
Right. So my argument would be, like, okay, inflation's a thing. I get that. And it's affecting a lot of places.
Yeah.
But you got to give me more than that for this article, because somebody published this, somebody was asked questions, and there should be more follow-up questions.
There absolutely should. The article really, And I mean,
It's a puff piece.
it is definitely a puff piece. There weren't a lot of challenging questions that were asked in that. And it doesn't really surprise me. I mean, there's not a lot of pushback here in general. There's a lot of people that complain about what the town council and the mayor do in Carolina Beach, but there's not. I don't think there's a real concerted effort to change anything about it. You know, I mean, it's like every once in a while you'll get somebody local that'll be like, I'm going to run for office. And then they get on the board and they do the same thing that everybody else does.
There's a clip from House of the Dragon, season 1, episode 9. And I'm gonna make that clip and send it to you so we can, every time I want to say it, you can just put it in there.
Okay.
There is no power but what the people allow you to take.
They only have the power that we give them.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
And we have to really stop abdicating like the authority of like what these people can do. I think it's just really weird to me. It's a puff piece. It's almost like we want to get in front of this article.
Yes, 100%. We need to drop the bomb in a way that doesn't make it seem like it's our fault.
No, or we don't want it. We don't want to be on the news or like we're hiding it from people.
Sure.
I don't think this is like the type of investigative reporting or like.
Oh, it's not. I mean, Port City Daily is primarily puff pieces, which I believe that was where that one came from. We used to have a couple of other decent newspapers in the area, but like most towns, you know, they've all gone belly up or gotten bought up by other entities and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's up to the Chris and Andre show to investigate and find out what's going on.
I mean, like I'm really into. We've made an agreement not to talk about national politics because it's depressing. But I think part of the solutions that we're looking for they come from our state and local.
Yeah,
and primarily local, then state.
Yeah,
because the people that end up at our state legislator their bench is local.
Yes.
And most of these people are clowns. I'm sorry. Like I just
no, I mean,
can't,
you're not
can't
wrong by any stretch of the imagination. I wish you were. Like, I wish we didn't just have a bunch of clowns that we kept electing over and over again. But yeah, that's exactly where we are. But no, I agree that like just because we don't want to deal with, you know, in this specific format, deal with the national bullshit that's going on. The stuff that happens at our local level is huge.
Fair game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's a direct impact on your life and my life on a day-to-day basis. So I don't see any reason why those would be topics we wouldn't. Yeah.
And I think Carolina Beach is so I think it's Wilson or Rocky Mount, one of the two. They're like way bad.
Yeah, I guess Rocky Mount. I mean, that's like pretty sure that's where all the meth heads hang out.
Oh, it's Rocky Mount.
Yeah.
Wow. Their savings fund went from $100 million in 2023 to roughly $20 million in 2025. They have to cut $29.6 million from the 2026 budget. That's horrendous. Even my town. I mean, we have, you know, generally a functional local government, but we have our issues.
Mm-hmm. There's the data center out not too far from where you guys are that's been a topic of conversation for a while now.
They effectively put in a moratorium, and I spoke to one of the town council members last week, and I was like, that's good. So you have about 11 months to figure out how to prevent this from being a thing.
Yeah.
It's really because of the cheap land in the Southeast. It's not because we have any extraordinary circumstances that make us prime for data centers other than cheap land.
Why did all the people move here in the early 2000s, right?
Right.
Cheap land.
Cheap land.
That's what...
You live like a king in the Southeast. It's one of those things. So I think that, and not to put Carolina Beach out like that, but this is a puff piece. These numbers deserve more questions.
Big time.
And if portcitydaily.com can't do their job, why not? What are the news stations doing? I know they're all probably owned by what's the
Sinclair
that owns Sinclair, so they're probably not going to report on it. And these are things that affects people's lives. All right. This is my thought. It's very easy to be frustrated by the national circus right now.
Yeah.
What's going to affect my day more so than not, aside from the clowns in Washington, are what happens in Wake County, what happens in our state legislature, where these fucking idiots and they can't get a goddamn budget together.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, I think it's 8 counties are pretty much not going to have school because the teachers are protesting tomorrow downtown. What the actual fuck? These assholes just gave themselves a raise 2 or 3 years ago.
But they can't. And they have a supermajority here too, right? And they can't pass a fucking budget? I mean, is it please? I mean, it's a lot like what we see at the national level, where it's you control all 3 branches, and yet you complain that you can't get anything done. That sounds like a personal problem.
It's all offense to anybody that is a diehard Republican, you're incompetent. It's not the stupidity, it's the incompetence. It's not the boogeyman in the closet, it's the incompetence in the things that you choose to spend time on. It's like the Medicaid bill, or funding, temporary Medicaid funding that the governor just signed. Mm-hmm. It's not because the fucking Republicans care about it. It's because their constituents are going to be affected by it.
Right.
So Josh Stein can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. The Republicans only gave him that bill because they were like, oh shit, when I go to Rockingham County, 70% of the people are on fucking Medicaid. So,
but they keep voting for these guys too, right? That's the other amazing thing. Is it's man, I mean, talk about voting against your own interests just time and time again. I don't know.
Well, it's God, Jesus, and guns. I don't know what the fuck they believe in, man.
And 2 of those are technically the same person.
Well, I'm just telling you, man. That's what I hear. God, Jesus, and guns. And it's God damn. Your fucking lotteries and your fucking it's just a shit show. And it's look, I get it. And again, not going nationally, but locally, statewide, we have our own problems. We're number 46 in education.
Yeah.
I think our teachers just got ranked number 47th or 48th and lowest paid in the nation.
Yep.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Thank God for Mississippi keeping us off the bottom in Louisiana. Yep. Seriously, though.
It's things
and with
a
state like North Carolina that has as much, tax revenue and as many successful businesses and stuff like that as it does, there's absolutely no reason we shouldn't be able to pay our teachers more, except that it's a concerted effort to defund education. I mean, that's what it has been for a while now, or at least to fund it to the barest minimum that they possibly can.
So, Chris, if I may, let's be truthful. Let's be truthful. Yeah. There are only a handful of counties that actually make money in this state.
Yes.
And let's also be truthful. The farming shit. I was listening to a report on, I think it was NPR yesterday, and the farm bill is about to pass this year. And I was thinking to myself, farmers are the largest fucking welfare recipients in the fucking country.
Especially when you look at subsidies on their crops, right?
So,
And didn't Trump just give them another like $50 million or something?
no,
I know we're
actually,
not talking.
he just killed them with tariffs, and they're waiting for subsidies with the upcoming farm bill.
Yeah.
So you look at a state like North Carolina that is an agricultural state. It's fucking welfare guys.
Yeah.
Like they have no business without subsidies from the state. That's impressive to me. And I'm sure exports from the state, from an agricultural state, have shit the bed because of tariffs.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we have a decent number of soybean farmers here in North Carolina.
So what's that guy's name? Berger, who just lost in
Yeah.
he lost because he's another piece of shit too. You know?
Yep. And granted, it looks like he might have lost to an equally big piece of shit, but
Oh yeah. We should have a new piece of shit.
yeah.
To take the other piece of shit's job.
Yeah.
Then you got that. I mean, it's just like not a scam, but it's like the farmers are. I mean, I'm sure they work hard, but it's an industry propped up by the government.
Well, and one that we've done absolutely nothing to try and like move into the modern era of farming, right? No. If anything, what has happened is there's just been the large corporations that have gone out and either rented and leased the existing farming land or straight up bought it out. I mean, I think I told this story before, but a few years ago, my dad and I were driving cross country from Arizona, and we stopped in New Mexico because he had a buddy of his he was in the Army with that was living out there, and his family had this huge farm, and almost every single piece of it had been leased out to larger organizations because they made more doing that than they could farming the land themselves.
I'm not saying get rid of farming.
No, but
I'm
that
saying,
type of like mindset just doesn't make any sense. Like, what? I don't know, man. It's not. I don't know what the real solution is on the farming front, but the path we're going down is not solving any of it.
I'm not a farmer, and I've met some farmers in my life, and they're very hardworking people. And I'm saying this is a generalization, open to discussion. What are better outcomes, right?
Yeah.
If your business floats on loans and it floats on government subsidies, is it truly a business? That's an objective thing to ask. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, we say the same thing about stuff like Walmart and, companies like that, where their workers are basically living off of government, government subsidies, government programs, and that we essentially are therefore subsidizing their wages at that organization, which that corporation then turns around and turns into profit at our expense.
So it impressed me to hear the number of grocers that were complaining about SNAP benefits being cut off. And if I remember correctly, it was like 20% of their revenue was based on SNAP.
That sounds
right.
right.
If that's true, and you look at WIC is also subsidized farmers for certain products. I mean, our whole system is like failing.
It's fucked, man. I mean, look at like corn and ethanol and all that, right? Like we're basically paying farmers to grow shit that nobody wants. What on earth sense does that make?
But what is a bright light is black farmers are good, and this is
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah, because they aren't afforded the same USDA loans that white farmers are, so they figure out a way to make it.
Yeah.
And if don't hold me to it, but they're less likely to look, or their farms are less likely to get I don't know what the word is. They're less likely to stop farming because they figured a way to modify their businesses.
Yeah. They're more secure in their position in the market than a lot of the other farmers are.
Right. So I don't know. That was depressing.
Yeah, let's end it on that. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hope your life feels worse now than it did before. No, but I think like to circle it back to what we were talking about just before this, that at the end of the day, it's not about relying on the federal government and the USDA to provide these loans, right? It's about your local community, your local government, and your state doing what it needs to do to support the constituents and the residents thereof. I mean, like that's where the focus needs to be put back on as individuals, because all of the attention on the national bullshit is just distracting from our ability to actually get anything done in our own backyard.
Well, what I find interesting, there are more towns like, and this is something as I was reading the article earlier about Carolina Beach, and I'm seeing the same trend in other places. As things get worse, these stories pop up more. Mm-hmm. Right. So as grants and revenue and like tax revenue is coming in, flowing in, you can kind of, kick the can a little bit. But when you start to peel back the layers and you have issues like tariffs, you have issues like, farm production being reduced because of stupid deportation activities,
increased energy costs because of unnecessary Middle East wars. Like,
it's kind of hard to not talk about the fact we got God for $435,000, right? It's kind of hard to talk about the fact that, we can't push these whatever payments off until next fiscal year. So it makes me wonder, like, the longer these things happen, how many more things are going to show up? What's going to happen in Mecklenburg County? What's going to happen in, Kerry just had to fire. Well, he resigned their town manager last year for embezzlement. So it's like, of all the things that are going to continue to happen, as the pressure starts to mount, what gets exposed next? I don't know.
That's a great question. It'll be really interesting to see, because I think you're right that a lot more of this type of stuff is going to continue to come out. And then what did those puff pieces look like, trying to gloss over the fact that, the town lost $500,000 to a scam?
That's wild, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's a wild world we live in, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And we don't have to go national to talk about the crazy shit that's going on, man. It's like,
no, that's the beauty of it now, is there's plenty of stuff here locally and in our own state that we can, we can pay the bills with that, so to speak. Except we just pay the bills out of our own pockets because this show doesn't make any money. Thanks for checking out the Chris and Andre Show. This is the part where we ask you to like and subscribe. You could also leave a comment and share this with someone you think would find useful. For more content like this, head on over to chrisandandreshow.com. Remember, stay sane, stay safe, and stay salty. We'll see you on the next one.